the last class we had our ideas about magnets and magnetic field lines. And what about magnetic field lines? We knew that the magnetic field lines are the imaginary lines which are traveling from north pole to south pole of a magnet, and any tangent drawn at any point of that very magnetic field line will be giving us the direction of the magnetic field. And in this reason only, two magnetic field lines will never intersect, because if they are intersecting each other at a point, then we can have two tangents at that very point. And if we are getting two tangents, that means if we are just placing one compass needle at that point, it can be positioned in two different ways. But it is not possible, because even if we are just hanging one free magnet, or if we are just placing a compass needle at any of the points, we can see that it is unidirectional. That is, only one direction is given by either the compass needle or the magnetic bar magnet itself. That means at any point the magnet can lie in a specific direction, and that is given by the tangent of the magnetic field line. Now, we all know from Ørsted's experiment that when current is flowing through a conductor, then we can have the magnetic field along with the magnetic field lines in different sides of the conductor. And where there is magnetic field, there will be magnetic field lines. Now the question comes, as because we know that magnetic field lines are having specific direction and it is always traveling from north to south. So whenever one field is described in terms of magnetic field lines, then we have to go with specific direction of the magnetic field lines. Now what is that very direction, or how can we have the direction? Now we will be knowing how we can have the magnetic field lines with directions. Now let us consider this is one conductor. Okay. Now suppose this is the blunt head and this is the direction of the conductor it is given. Now if current is flowing this way, then also we can have the magnetic field lines, and if it is coming downward, then also we can have the magnetic field lines. But in both the cases, obviously the field lines will be in different directions, as because Ørsted told us that when the direction of the direction of the current through the insulated copper wire is changed, then the direction of the compass needle deflection is also changed. Now there is one rule by which we can have the direction of the magnetic field lines through a conductor when current is flowing through a conductor. And what is the statement of that very rule? We are going with right hand thumb rule. And what is this? If we are gripping the conductor by our right hand this way, and if the thumb is giving us the direction of the current, so here we are considering this blunt head is the direction of the current. So we are gripping it by our right hand, and this is the direction of the current. This is denoted by the thumb. So other fingers, these are the other fingers, and how they are given? They are given in this way. So this is the direction of the magnetic field lines if the current is flowing through that very conductor. So what is the direction? Here it is anti-clockwise. So we can say if the current is flowing upward, then the magnetic field lines will be anti-clockwise. So many concentric circles will be given with a proper direction to define magnetic field line. Now if the current is in the opposite direction, that is, suppose current is downward, so how to grip it? I will be just gripping like this, and this is the direction of the current given by the thumb. So now tell me, what is the direction of my fingers? The direction of my fingers is like this. So what does it mean? It is clockwise. So when we will be drawing, we will be just drawing the magnetic field lines by concentric circles with proper direction. Now let us consider the wire is bent like this. Suppose this is the wire, and how it is here? It is like this. Okay. Now if it is here like this, that means what? Suppose this wire is penetrating the board from down, and it is with this penetration the wire is coming out. Now it is having the bend like this, and again it is coming inside the board. I will be just showing you by the diagram also, but now you just physically try to have it that the wire is bent. This is an arch like thing, and the wire is bent like this, and it is penetrating the board from down, and it is having this arch, and again it is penetrating in. and this circuit is made by one battery or anything else, and it is under the board. Now if now current is flowing through this, how the magnetic field lines will be coming? Now for this portion, suppose current is flowing like this. So what is the direction of current for this part? The direction of current is like this, upward. So I will be gripping it like this. Okay, I will be gripping it like this. Now if I am gripping it like this, then what is the direction of magnetic field lines? It will be like this. So for this branch, it will be anti-clockwise. Now it is coming down. So if I want to have the magnetic field lines again, then what to do? I will be gripping it like this. So what is the direction of the magnetic field lines? It is now clockwise. Got it? So in that way, if I am asking that if the wire is bent like an arch and the current is flowing, how we can have the magnetic field lines, and you draw it on the board, then you have to go with this. And you just be very cautious with one thing, that whenever you will be just going for magnetic field lines, you have to go with proper direction. Now we will be knowing about solenoid. Now what is a solenoid? A solenoid is a roll of insulated copper wire, and there may be iron core inside, and where the current will be flowing through that very coil. And one thing you must be very clear with, that is the length of that very coil should be more than the diameter. Suppose this is one iron core and this is one copper wire, and it is coiled like this. If it is coiled like this, then it is nothing but a solenoid. Okay, and here you see, if you are just going for the diameter, this is the diameter. Obviously the diameter is less than the length of the total copper wire, that is the total coil. So that is solenoid. But if it is made like this, suppose we are just making simple 2 turns. So you see, this is the thickness and the diameter is more than the thickness of the coil or length of the coil. So this is not a solenoid. Okay. Now if the current is flowing through this very copper wire, suppose this is the copper wire, and we know that is for producing electromagnet. How to produce electromagnet? We know that if one iron core is made inside, is just kept inside, and if the current is flowing through that very copper wire, then we can see that this core is converted into a magnet. Why? And in the last class also I discussed that if one magnetic material is placed in a magnetic field, in a strong magnetic field, then it is getting converted into magnets. And that is why only when one, suppose this is one magnet, and if one that is, suppose this is made of iron, and if I want to put it here, that it would be just stuck to this. And if another I want to just put from the end of the first one, then also again it will be hanging. Why? Because if it is magnet and if it is in contact, due to the magnetic field, it is also getting changed into a magnet. Okay. But now we have seen that for producing electromagnet, that when this iron core and this is the insulated copper wire, and if the current is flowing through this very wire, we can see that this core is converted into magnet. That means a strong magnetic field is produced inside. Now the question comes, what is the shape of the magnetic fields that is produced inside? Now we know that magnetic field, when inside the coil, we are just considering the magnetic field is just parallel, and as because this core is converted into magnet, that means what? That means there also one south and north pole is produced, and if south and north pole is not produced, then we cannot say that to be a magnet, as because this is a magnet now, the iron core, so that means it is having the north and south pole. Now the question comes, which end will be having north pole and which end will be having south pole? There is also one rule, that is clock face rule, to get which one is positive, which one is north and which one is south, because whenever you have to go for the magnetic field lines for this solenoid, you have to go with proper direction of the magnetic field lines. Now what is clock face rule? If you are just going for clock face rule, so it is very clear from the name that it is with the direction of the movement of the hands of a clock, firstly, and secondly we have to face something. Now what the thing we have to face? Now suppose this is a solenoid and this is the iron core, and the turn is made on this very iron core. Now we will be, suppose the current is flowing from this end. So the current is flowing like this, like this, like this. That is, this is the positive terminal. That means current is starting from here. Okay. Now we will be facing the end. Okay. If you are facing the end, where from the current is flowing? The current is flowing like this. Current is flowing like this. So what is this? In which direction the current is flowing? The current is flowing anti-clockwise direction. No? You see? This is what? This is anti-clockwise direction. Okay. Now you just do yourself and it will be better for you to understand. Okay. Now suppose we are getting the current here in this way. Current is coming, current is coming, current is coming, and therefrom it is coming out. From this end it is coming out. Okay. Now if from this end it is coming out, then, and if we are facing this end, then how we can see the direction of the current, how it is? Now it seems like this. If you are facing this, it seems like this. It seems like this. Okay. So what does it mean? It is clockwise from your end. So you just have this kind of roll and you just make turn or by one thread or by anything, and you just feel it that if I am facing this end, if I am facing this end, that means the current is flowing this way. Current is flowing because the current has been started from here and it is anti-clockwise. But if I am facing with the same wire, if and it is ending from this end, it is coming and it is ending. So it will be coming like this. And if it is coming like this, that means what is the turn if I am facing from here? It is clockwise. So one is clockwise and one is anti-clockwise. Now when it is anti-clockwise, that means we are just getting north pole at that very point. And when it is clockwise, we are getting south pole at that very point. So it is very clear from the shape of the solenoid, not from the shape of the solenoid, from the direction of current through the solenoid, that we can have that at one end is south and one end is north. So with that anticipation, we will be having our lines of forces, because if it is, now tell me what is the direction here from it has been started. So it is anti-clockwise, that means it is north, and here it is clockwise. You see, here it is clockwise, that means it is south. That means it is north and it is south. So if I want to draw the lines of forces, where from I will be drawing? For inside the solenoid, it will be just parallel, and from outside it will be from north to south. It will be like this. So I will be giving you the diagrams and you will be getting how the lines of forces are produced by one straight wire, by one solenoid and by one arch.